Please welcome our fourth speaker, Ersin Oztoycan, with the speech title, Discovering a Talent Within. I repeat the speech title, Discovering a Talent Within, Ersin Oztoycan.
Learn them all by Monday. That's what my teacher would say when she was handing out a list of words she wanted us to learn on Monday morning for a spelling test she was going to give on Monday morning. Some 40 years later, I can still hear her voice tingling in my ears. Because for as long as I can remember, I've always had difficulties with reading and spelling. And it wasn't until my own children were diagnosed as dyslexic some 20 years later that I discovered the difficulties I was facing at school was due to me being dyslexic too. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests. Developmental dyslexia is a learning difficulty that affects over 15% of the population. Dyslexic children have a normal or above average IQ, but most will fail at school due to a lack of understanding and support. It's one of the most common causes of loss of self-confidence in childhood. It can lead to misery and depression. Now, as a child, I thought the only lessons I was going to learn in life were going to be lessons taught by my teachers at school. And I can't say I enjoyed any of those. But as I look back, I realise I learnt a lot about life during those years. I learned how to blend in, so my teachers wouldn't ask me to stand up and read in front of everyone. I'd always sit at the back of the class, and my motto was, avoid eye contact at all times, because I was absolutely petrified that my teacher would ask me to stand up, go to the blackboard and spell a word. I learned about frustration because I was so frustrated that my teachers kept saying, you need to try harder, you need to pay attention, you need to concentrate, because I was trying my best, but it was never good enough. And don't you think, maybe as the adults in my life, they are the ones that should have been trying harder to provide me with the help and support I so desperately needed. I learned about disappointment because I was always disappointing my parents with my low grades. I learned about shame because I was ashamed that I couldn't read and spell as good as my friends. I learned about success, not my success, the success of my friends. And I learned about sadness because I was sad that I couldn't make my parents proud of me with top grades. But most of all, I learned patience. Because I knew that one day I was going to be successful. I spent most of my youth trying to cover up the fact that I had difficulties with reading and spelling. I married at a very young age, 16 to be more specific, because I thought the only thing I could be good at in life was to become a good mother and wife. I was right. I was a very good mother and wife. But I never lost the passion for learning. And when my children were old enough, despite hating most educational institutions, I enrolled in a college course. And that's where I discovered the computer. The computer that helped me unleash the child within me. I was like a wizard on the computer. It was as if I'd been using it all my life. I passed all my exams, and it was even other students that could read and spell better than I could were coming to me for support. And when I discovered there was also a spell check on the computer, it was as if Christmas had come early. I would have carried that computer wherever I went if it wasn't so heavy. Because finally, I was free. I was free to write without having to worry about any stupid spelling mistakes. Now, my story is just a small example of how childhood experiences can have an impact on one's adult life. As a child, my confidence was battered and bruised. To this day, I still anxiety and self-belief issues as a result. But I was one of the lucky ones, because like so many famous dyslexics, like Tom Cruise, Cher, Walt Disney, Leonardo da Vinci, I too was able to discover the talent I had within. I'd like to share a quote from another famous dyslexic, Albert Einstein, who said, "We are all geniuses, but if you try and judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its entire life believing that it's stupid." That's why we all have a duty to try harder, to pay attention, to concentrate, so we can provide our children with the support and encouragement they all need to discover the talent they all have within. Contest you.